speaking of horrifying, we're going to get into one of our main discussion points. I want to talk about Thanksgiving, everybody. Eli Roth, Thanksgiving production. Now this, of course, they made a trailer for the Grindhouse series, and it was just a joke trailer, and we never thought this was actually going to happen. Well, they're saying it's going to be based off of John Carver, and they actually made an Instagram post about John Carver, and they showed a picture from the set. They just started shooting, and John Carver was one of the pilgrims who partook in the Mayflower voyage that resulted in the creation of Plymouth Colony in America, of course. So they're saying that maybe it'll be something to do with that just because of the Instagram post, but they're being very secretive about that. Apparently the script's been written for like ever. Like since they actually did that trailer, they actually wrote the script and they're like, let's make this someday. You know, let's make this someday. And it's like over a dozen years ago, they wrote it. And now they have a movie coming, which I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm interested to see what they're doing with this. And they're also saying it's to take place in a small town, which makes, Massachusetts, which, lines up with the whole Pilgrim thing. And a slasher aiming to take a Thanksgiving carving board out of the town's inhabitants. This is by Spyglass Media Group. And it's going to be coming out in a year or so. Yeah. So... yeah, I don't know. Lexi, are you excited about this? Do you think this is a good concept to do a Thanksgiving horror slasher? And it's based off the Grindhouse, so or do you think that they should have just left this as a trailer and been done with it?
Garbage. It's gonna be garbage. Eli Roth is the most overhyped horror person's name.
I will kill you.
They put his name on shit and it's never good, and I don't understand. Green Inferno was.
Did you
trash.
see Hostel? Did you not like the first Hostel?
No, Hostel was okay. Hostel was
Hostel.
Somebody
the first
came
Hostel
in...
was fucking good. The second Hostel was trash, but the first Hostel was.
I actually like the third Hostel. It was in Vegas.
I didn't even watch the third Hostel because I was so disappointed by the second.
Hostel was somebody came in with a buddy flick movie and they couldn't get it made, and then somebody came in with this horror movie and they couldn't get it made, and they came out together and they were sitting in the lobby and they go, hold on, and he ripped the top half off of his buddy flick and the bottom half off of his horror movie, and they stuck them together and they went back into the office together and they went, we got it, and they handed it to them and they went, all right, and they made the movie. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I just everything this guy makes, and they people are like, oh, Eli Roth. And then of course I worked at the Goratorium, or at least I went through the interview process for the Goratorium, which was a fucking nightmare, which had his name all over it and what have you. And I can't even begin to tell you the level of embezzlement that went on with that joke.
Oh shit.
So everything that hit this guy's name kind of goes on. It's everybody's like Eli Roth, and then it's So, I'll give you Hostel in regards to, it was definitely a good starting point for him, and he definitely established his name within the torture horror kind of thing with, the whole Saw thing that was going on. But, anything that he's made after that, for sure, he does not deserve the cred that he gets. There really isn't much to speak of after. What are you going to say?
He was critically acclaimed for being as an actor in Inglourious Bastards.
What was he?
But he's directing this, though. It's Apple's own.
It's so late. It's so late to the game on this. If he had done this movie when people wanted this movie, this would be great. Even I would have been excited about this when it was supposed to be coming.
Like Machete, when Machete came out afterwards.
Right, exactly. There was a point in time where Eli Roth's name would have meant something to me, and I would have been like, ooh, I'm excited now, because his name still kind of had clout. But at this juncture, his name's been attached to so much garbage that I'm just this guy's name means fuck all to me. And the fact that he's reaching deep into the pit of hey, remember this thing that I was gonna come out with a really long time ago? And it's okay, well, I'm bringing it back because I'm so forgotten. And it's yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's I just don't see this being what anybody wanted when it is. However, I'm interested in the Pilgrim idea of it. I was I thought it would at least be set in more modern or 70s-ish kind of time periods. So I am here for a Thanksgiving
period piece slasher
Pilgrim thing. If you did it more like Vitch, then I would be 100% for it, but it won't be folk horror, because I love folk horror. Folk horror is one of my favorite genres, very underrated genre. And we could definitely use some really solid folk horror, but it just won't be. And I expect disappointment from it. because like I watched Green Inferno, and that was the most disappointing film you could possibly offer me. So
he has
I
definitely.
think Sabrina disagrees with you right now. Sabrina, do you disagree with Lexi here? Are you excited
No,
about this? It seems like it.
I disagree in some respects, and I agree in some respects. Like honestly, like I will say that he has had some disappointing horror films, like for sure. But at the same time, like I am a Quentin Tarantino fucking whore. Okay, I fucking love him. I love everything he does. So the fact that it started as a Grindhouse trailer, I'm super into. I loved Hostel. The first Hostel I thought was like really. It's one of my favorite horror movies. Like in actual conception, not like the fact that it's like a shitty good horror movie, or like that the fact that like there's like this novelty effect in it. Like I genuinely, like as a person who likes movies and horror movies, like that movie a lot. Normally, like there's like a horror side of my brain and a regular side of my brain. So like the regular side of my brain can what's it called, merged. I'm gonna put the con aside. It merged with my regular side of the brain, my horror side of the brain, and I was like, this is a good movie, which is rare with a horror movie. Like The Conjuring did the same thing for me, because normally it's like, and The Ring. But like if you're watching like a slasher movie, like you expect certain things and you don't expect certain things. And I feel like Hostel like pulled points like that a normal movie would pull, and it still was horrifying and had a lot of things to it. I also appreciated that he was in Inglourious Bastards, and I also am, as everyone knows, a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino. So I am all for this, and I want to see it, and I hope it doesn't suck. I'm not saying it won't
I hope
suck.
it's good.
I just hope it doesn't suck.
I hope it's good.
Yeah,
I think
the Hostel films borrow too much from like European and French horror.
The first Hostel.
And those do it better. So I'm just kind of like,
sure.
I think there's really nothing Eli Roth has done that somebody else hasn't done better. Unfortunately, like I do like the first Hostel movie, but I don't think like Saw is better. If you're looking for like that sort of genre of horror, I think Saw did it better.
Yeah, the first Saw also is one of
love Saw as well.
Movies that I was like, wow, this is a really great horror film.
And Saw is really stupid, but I just love Saw.
The first one though was really fucking good, Lexi.
The whole series is. I love Saw.
Okay, let's not give it the whole series.
I'm excited for the new one that's coming out. I'll watch that.
I watch every Saw. I'm
October, more Saw.
But I think it's gonna be really difficult to make this movie in a way that will be appropriate for a 2023, 2024 audience whenever it's coming out. Because when you're talking about pilgrims and that whole era, you could very easily slide into some really racist territory when handling the natives.
I'm hoping for cannibalism. Will there be cannibalism?
They're probably.
Personally, I think we locked down the Thanksgiving holiday genre in horror with Thanksgiving, and that's it. That's all we need.
I didn't see Thanksgiving.
I didn't need that, to be honest.
Well, I don't know. This is gonna be a movie. That's for sure. That's all I can say. It's gonna be a movie.